Teasel's Tudor Trivia!
Hi, welcome to our latest edition of Teasel's Tudor Trivia with Teasel the rescue dog. Now, Teasel always seems bemused by the amount of work that we as a family put into serving a meal and eating it. She eats biscuits out of her bowl and water from a bowl, or sometimes from the cat's water fountain. Yet we lay the table, we sit at the table, we eat from a plate with a knife and fork, we use a spoon for breakfast cereal or dessert, we drink from a glass or cup, and so on. Teasel thinks it's a lot of fuss and bother. Yes. But what did the Tudors do? What was it like to dine Tudor style? Well, the poorer members of society would eat off trenchers of bread, which served as plates, while the wealthier classes would have wooden plates and bowls, or even pewter and silver. Drinks would be drunk out of wood or leather vessels, or pewter or glass if you were wealthier. Cups with covers were reserved for the master of the house or honoured guests. And guests would bring their own cutlery, but forks were not generally used. Meals were eaten with fingers, which were washed in ewers or basins containing scented water. And you'd also use knives. You'd use your knife to spear the food from a serving dish, and then your fingers to actually eat the food. Spoons were also used. Now, as knives were carried, there could be some nasty accidents. There are records of accidental deaths from knife wounds while playing football. Yes. Due to the knife being tucked into the man's belt and then the man tackling another player or falling over. As for seating arrangements, the master of the house would sit at the top of the table, while children and servants would sit at the foot of the table or on a separate table, and perhaps even in a different room. A salt cellar was a status symbol showing that you could afford salt, and it would be placed near the most important diner at the top of the table. Bowls of salt would be available for diners to take salt from using their knives, and trenchers or plates tended to have a little indentation in the top right-hand corner for the salt. People who could afford it would have a carver to carve their meat and to prepare their fish, and carvers would be hired for banquets such as those organised by livery companies. It was also the mark of a gentleman to have the skill of carving, and it would be done with special carving knives. Meals would start with the grace being said, and then people would begin to eat, either being served by servants or the women and children of the house who would come around with the various dishes. So that's quite a lot of fuss and bother, I think, Teasel. Much more fuss and bother than your meal times. Yes, what do you think? Yes, Teasel thinks such a lot of fuss and bother. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Teasel's Tudor Trivia!